Hello, am I audible? Okay. So in today's tutorial, we are going to solve a few problems on amplifier circuits. Okay, this is essentially the continuation of your MEC, so to speak. Just a second. Yeah. Most of it should be known to all of you. So in the circuit which is provided over here, okay, we have to find the small signal voltage gain and the output resistance. Okay. So output resistance is actually seen at the output node here, VO. Rin is on the input node. Of course, it is not asked in the problem, but anyway, this is how it is. And the small signal voltage gain, that is VO by VI. All right. So how to go about the parameters are already shown over here. So first, we will begin with the DC analysis. In the DC analysis, notice that your CC, that is the coupling capacitor here, this one. This coupling capacitor is going to stop all the AC components. So that means when we are stop all the DC components. So what does it mean? That the VI, this voltage, will not be coming to the input of this transistor anymore. So you are left with a circuit just like this. Okay, so R1, R2, and RS over here. All right. So this is going to be the circuit which is seen only for the DC analysis. All right. So then notice that there is no current which is flowing along this path. So if there is no current, why there is no current? Because of the dielectric, gate dielectric over here. So if there is no current flowing through this path, so obviously the voltage which is appearing at this node here is simply the voltage divider rule, correct? So that voltage I have called as Vg. Okay, here. So that is the Thevenin equivalent basically. So what we have shown over here is Vg will be equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 into VDD. Very simple. The values are provided here in the problem. So it calculates into 8.89 volts. All right. Then what is the Thevenin resistance seen at this node over here? So that is going to be your R1 parallel R2. And incidentally, what we will observe later is that Rin is the resistance seen of the whole at the whole circuit beyond the signal resistance. So that means Rin will be equal to nothing other than R1 parallel R2. So Rin is Rg equal to this. Okay. Now, since nothing is mentioned about VDS here, okay, why suddenly VDS I'm speaking about is that the whole objective of the DC analysis is to find out the value of GM, okay, as we have seen in our MEC course last time. So I have simply drawn this circuit in terms of VG over here. You notice? So VG is VG, then RG, and the rest of the circuit. So if we traverse along this path here, you will notice VG will be equal to, there is no drop across the RG resistance because there is no current, as I said, like that. So there will be VGS here. I am putting a subscript Q to indicate that it is the quiescent point or the DC operating point. So Vg will be equal to VGSQ plus ID into RS. Okay, so ID is the current which is flowing through the load. Okay, so ID into RS. So VGSQ will be equal to Vg minus IDRS. Vg we already know 8.89 minus IDRS. So what is the value of VOV? VOV will be VGSQ, this one, minus VT. VT is again provided in the question. Right? So 8.89 minus IDRS, the value of VGSQ, minus the value of VT, which is 1.5. Therefore, VOV is equal to 7.39 minus IDRS. Okay. Now, notice that if we think about VDSQ over here, what is VDSQ? This is VD and this is Q. So this is VDSQ. Okay. So what is the value of VDSQ? That will be VDD minus IDRS. Now VDD minus IDRS, VDD is 12 given in the question here. So what do we get here? VDSQ is 12 minus IDRS, and VOV is how much? 7.39 minus IDRS. So obviously VDSQ is larger than VOV. So if VDSQ is larger than VOV, we can say that M1, this MOSFET M1 is in saturation region. Okay. Now what we will do is, for maximum dynamic range, that means for the maximum signal swing, what we will be doing is, we will try to keep the quiescent point exactly half of the total 0 to VDD's uh, range, correct? Rail to rail voltage, rail to rail supply. So that means VDSQ will be equal to VDD by 2. VDD is given as 12 here. So that means VDSQ becomes equal to 6 volts. So once we know that VDSQ is equal to 6 volts, so what are the things we have understood by now? Number one is that given the circuit topology, M1 is in saturation. So this is the first thing that we have understood until now. We needed to do that. And then taking VDSQ exactly half of VDD, we are finding out the value of IDQ, that is VDD minus VDSQ, which we have taken as 6, divided by RS. Okay, will be 8 milliamps. So M1 is in saturation and IDQ is 8 milliamps. So these are the things which we already know. So now what we will do is, since M1 is in saturation, we know that IDQ will be given by K in VOV square 1 plus lambda VDS. Now lambda is very small. Notice lambda is only 0.01 per volt. So what we shall do is, we can ignore this lambda VDS and you will be left with K in VOV square. Okay. Then from here, what is the value of GM? Del IDQ by del VGS. So that simply becomes twice K in VOV. All right. So instead of VOV, okay, remember VOV also has this 7.39 minus IDRS. We can actually use IDQ over here and find out the value of VOV. Instead, let us use a simple formula in terms of IDQ. I have simply replaced VOV with root over IDQ by Kn from this formula. Okay. So that means GM essentially becomes twice root over Kn IDQ, that is equal to twice root over, instead of Kn, I'll be putting the value which is provided in the problem here. Okay. So that is the IDQ. That is, and then IDQ is 8 milliamps. Okay. So that is the value of IDQ which I've put. Kn is again provided in the question. All right. So once we got this, the GM we have calculated as this one. Okay. So this GM is our main objective of the DC analysis. So after we have obtained the value of GM, that is mutual transconductance, then we will start with the AC analysis. So for the AC analysis, what is our objective? Notice I will just convert this into the small signal equivalent. So V signal, this is RSI, right? So I can actually put RSI here. Okay. This RG is R1 parallel R2, which we have already seen here. Okay. Then I'll be using the T equivalent circuit. You could have also used the pi model, that is also fine. I'll use the T model. So there is no current through this path, but it is shorted over here. So basically this point is also V in. All right. And the details of this was done in MEC, so I'm not going into all that. So what is the value of V out now from here? Since there is no current flowing through this path, we are confident that this GM VGS current is essentially flowing through RS, and V out will be equal to GM VGS into RS. So GM into RS into VGS. Instead of VGS, what is the VGS value? VGS is the voltage across the 1 upon GM. Okay. So again, what is that? That will be 1 upon GM divided by 1 upon GM plus RS into V in. That is what I've written here. Nice. Now, what is the value of V in? V in is again the potential divider between Vsig and Rg. Remember, there is no current over here. So V in will be equal to Rg by Rg plus Rsi. Cool. So here what I've done is I have essentially multiplied numerator and denominator by Gm. Okay. Then essentially it becomes GMRS by 1 plus GMRS, and this is the equation. Now you have been asked to find out the voltage gain. So AV is defined as V out by V signal. Okay. So I'll just put the values here. GM, which we have seen over here, GM is right there, 4 milliamps multiplied by RS. RS is 0.75 given in the problem. Okay. So once we do this, we will essentially, and also what is the other one? RG and RSI. RG we had obtained as 120 kilo ohms, so that is 120 over here, and then what RG plus RSI. RSI is given here. Okay, so I just replace the, I mean, substitute the values and obtain the value. Okay. Now, the next part is we have to find, so we have essentially obtained the voltage gain. Now our objective is to find out the output resistance. How to find the output resistance? Again, done in your MEC course. So what we shall do is we will simply short circuit the input to the ground. So that means we are making V signal equal to, in other words, we are making V signal equal to 0. And then we are replacing the output node by a voltage source. You can consider it as 1 volt also, if that's helpful. But anyways, now if there is a voltage source over here, we are trying to find out what are the parallel paths seen from the output node here. When you are looking from this side, what are the various parallel paths? So if V signal equal to 0, notice that V in becomes equal to 0. Okay? Remember, there is no current over here, but it is a sort of an electrical short. So that means V signal, if V signal is 0, V in is 0. So that means RS and 1 upon GM come in parallel. So R out will be equal to 1 upon GM parallel RS. Substitute the values and get the answer. Okay, that completes problem number 1. Now we will go to problem number 2. Unlike the previous problem, this is essentially a PMOS. Okay, and the load is at the source side. Again, here it is a design problem, because earlier it was an analysis problem. Circuit analysis problems, what is the situation? We essentially will be given the values of the resistances. So that means the circuit is provided in terms of the resistance, capacitance, all these values. The passive components of the circuit are already provided. Now you have to find out the current, voltage, amplification, and everything. Now, the thing is, when you are as an engineer, when you are designing the circuit design essentially mean that your voltage gain will be provided. In the previous problem, you had to find AV. In this case, AV is provided. Okay. The quiescent point is provided. So IDQ and ISDQ are provided. Q points are provided. Okay. Notice. You have to find out the resistances. Okay. So that is the objective. That is the perspective of a design problem. So there is a typo over here. Notice that VDD is equal to 20 volts given. SDQ is also 20 volts. That's impossible. So it should be 10 volts. There is a typographical mistake in the question. So it will be 10 volts. And 10 volts, as I said, it is preferred because VDSDQ will be half of the VDD, as we had done in our previous problem as well. We chose VSDQ, VDSQ as half of VDD, that is 6 volts. VDD was 12. So here it is half of VDD, that is 10 volts. Okay, again, that is provided in the question. IDQ is provided in the question. Input resistance is provided in the question, as well as AV. Now you have to find out the values of the resistances. Okay, again, we will begin with the DC analysis as usual. So DC analysis, there is a coupling capacitor over here. So essentially it will open circuit all the DC components. So that means your circuit simply reduces into this. Okay, so what is the ISQ? Simply VDD minus the drop VSDQ divided by RS. So that means 20 minus 10 by RS. Now, RS is not provided. Remember, RS is something which you have to figure out. That is a circuit design problem. But ISQ or IDQ is given in the question. So that is 10 by 2.5 milli, that is 4 kilo ohms. Okay, so that is one of the answers. Now, what is the value of R in? R in is given as 50. So that will be equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay. Now you could have, so you can also find out the values of R1 and R2 because we already know the, you can find out the value of the VGSQ and you can determine R1, R2 also. Now, what is the next problem is that the transistor width to length ratio is something which we have to find out, such that the small signal gain is this. So if it is small signal gain, then again remember that our objective of this DC analysis was to find out the value of GM, right? So what is the value of GM? Um, what we will do is we will essentially use the AC analysis circuit, okay, because AV is provided, okay. So V out will be equal to, in this equivalent circuit, V out will be equal to how much? Notice the current which is flowing through RS. So GM VGS into RS, GM not VGS, VSG, because it is PMOS. So V out will be equal to GM VSG into RS. That means GM RS into VSG. Instead of VSG, what shall we write? VSG is the voltage across this 1 upon GM. Okay, so it will be 1 upon GM. There is no current in this branch. That part is clear, right? So notice the current over here is GM/VSG, which is flowing throughout this entire branch. Okay, so again it will be a potential divider rule, 1 upon GM divided by 1 upon GM plus RS, okay, multiplied by the this current. So VSG is this multiplied by the voltage, what will appear over here. Okay, this voltage. So what is this voltage? No current, but it is like a potential short. So if this is Vi is over here, so Vi will be equal to how much? Rin by Rin plus R signal into V signal. Again, potential divider. So that's what I have written. So what is your AV? V out by V sig. So this is equal to by definition. Correct. So that will become GMRS by 1 plus GMRS into Rin by Rin plus R signal. All right. Now we are able to substitute this AV value in this equation. So AV, if we put it, if you notice that all the other quantities are already known to us. Rin is known, R signal is known. Only thing that is unknown is GM. So from here we will find out the value of GM. Okay. So once we have obtained the value of GM, then I can put this value of GM over here, mutual transconductance, in this formula. This is basically this formula relates the mutual transconductance with the DC point current and its Kp value. Remember, it is PMOS. Instead of Kn, I'll put Kp with a mod. This mod does it make sense? No, actually not. Okay, this Kp should not be under mod because Kp is always positive. So this is, so GM value I'll put over here on the left hand side, 2 root over Kp into ISQ. Remember, ISQ value was already given in the question. Where is it? Look. Okay, they have written in terms of IDQ is the same thing. Okay, so once you have got this 2.5 m, then you find the value of Kp. But remember, Kp is mu p COX by 2 WLP. I can remove this P here. W by L. And this W by L ratio is what is asked for. Now mu p COX by 2 is provided. Look, Kp dash is given in the problem. Right? So all we shall do is instead of mu p COX, I'll put 40 micron and find out the W by L. That is your answer. Okay. So now we will come to the third problem for this tutorial. Okay, determine the output voltage gain for a for this input circuit, input current circuit. Parameters are provided. One parameter is missing, that is RSI is equal to 50 kilo ohms. Okay, so first of all, what we will notice is, let us do one thing just for simplification's sake. I am going to draw this circuit in our own method. So there is a branch II which goes through RSI, and this GMVGS like this is essentially flowing through RSI as well. But what is most important for us to notice that VGS is given like minus and plus. Okay, see the polarities, that's important. Then ID and RL, and IO is essentially the output current which is flowing through RL. You have to find out the output voltage gain, not the current gain. Although the circuit is given for as a current amplifier, IO and II, but it is a voltage gain which is being asked for. So that means you just have to find out IO into RL as the VO. Okay, so how do we begin? So try to find the KCL equation at this node. That means II plus GMVGS will be equal to the current which is flowing through this branch. That is minus VGS by RSI. This minus is coming just because of the given polarity of VGS here. All right, very good. So from there, I'll do some linear algebra, and essentially we will be connecting VGS and II through this equation. All right. So once we have obtained the value of VGS, now we can find out the current in terms of VGS, whatever is flowing through the load. So IO will be equal to, notice, previously we did the potential divider rule. This is the current divider rule. Okay. So it will be RD divided by RD plus RL into GM, this current. But the thing is that GMVGS is in the opposite direction of IO. Notice, GMVGS is in this direction, IO is in this direction. That's why I have put this minus sign. Okay, so then what is the relation here? Minus GMRD by RD plus RL into VGS. Okay, now the VGS value we had already calculated earlier, so I'll simply plug it in this. Okay. So this minus and minus will cancel. So IO becomes equal to RD by RD plus RL, and this GM I can pull in inside GM RSI by 1 plus GM RSI into II. But we have been asked to find out what? Voltage gain. What you have obtained over here until now is IO by II, that is the current gain. So all we will do is, remember, IO is flowing through RL. IO is flowing through RL. So VO is equal to IO into RL. IO is given. So this RL essentially comes RD RL by RD plus RL. Notice this is now the parallel combination of RD and RL, which should be there because we are anyway noticing that VO, if we are trying to find out for RL, this is parallel with RD also, right? So VO is essentially going to be GMVGS into RD parallel RL. So whatever I have done is a much more intricate or much more complicated way. You could have also simply written VO will be equal to, since the direction of GMVGS is on that side, so we will simply put GMVGS into RD parallel RL. Directly we can say from here, because RD parallel RL is the effective load and GMVGS is being in the opposite direction, we'll put minus GMVGS over here. Okay, now what is the value of VGS? VGS is obtained from the relation over here. So you could simply write minus GM RD parallel RL, and instead of VGS you can put this relation, so it becomes plus RSI by 1 plus GM RSI. It's basically a two-line problem into II. You can directly put from this equation. No need to go in terms of IO. I mean, I thought I will show it specifically for the currents because it is a current amplifier. Okay. But remember that if you have been asked for the voltage gain for this kind of a simple circuit, what you do is you can, in the exams, I will recommend that you don't waste time like this. You simply use it like this. This is a simpler alternative. Okay. So anyway, so once you have got that, then what is the value of VI? Clearly, VI is the input voltage over here. That is the VGS in this case. So VI is II into RSI. So basically, VO by VI is given by this. This is what has been asked for. That is the voltage gain which is asked for. Very good. Then you, like, although it is not asked, so if you want to find out the V out expression, I do not know why these values are given in the question, because input current determine the output voltage gain, like RSI is also missing. But anyway, if you want to do it further, then basically GM will be equal to 2 root over Kn into IQ. Kn is given, okay, Kn is given over here, and then IQ is given over here. Okay. Then you can obtain the value of GM. Then RD is given, RL is given here. Okay. RSI is given here. Okay. So with these values, if you, if you substitute over here, you will be obtaining the value of VO like that. Remember, there is an II, right? So II is also provided. The input current is given as this. You put the values and you obtain the result like that. Is that clear? Very simple problems. These are all done in MEC. Probably in MEC you have done more difficult problems in this. Okay, so that's all for today. These were the 3 problems for today's tutorial. Okay, so I'll stop the recording here.